It's like we're going in to meet Willy Wonka. Good to see you.
I'll tell you what Steve Bannon just called you. I'll keep
What did he call me this time?
I've come to Minnesota to meet MyPillow founder Mike Lindell at his pillow factory.
So this is our outlet store. I'm excited to announce my new product, My Coffee.
You know who's one person that doesn't need coffee?
Who's that?
You.
What?
Now he's running for governor of Minnesota.
There it is, huh?
Did you ever think you'd be running for governor?
Did I? No, didn't think I ever would because I wanted to secure our elections, but no, we're well on our way.
Lindell is also one of the country's most prolific election conspiracy theorists.
I'm dreaming of free and fair elections.
Everybody that had even spoke out about the election or questioned it, they were deplatformed.
And this is the factory floor.
His election denialism has resulted in years of bad headlines and has meant major consequences for his business. Big box stores like Target no longer sell MyPillow.
Hey, Joanne, how you doing? You see that looks like kind of Willy Wonka there? It mixes the three sizes of foams in there. They have to be hand weighed. There's no other way to do it.
I don't think most of the country knows that you still have all this.
No,
People
I know.
think you're
the
bankrupt.
lies are out there.
You're still here.
Yeah, I'm still standing. Our own government attacked MyPillow. It's documented now. We wonder why these things kept happening. I was the American dream on steroids.
Lindell has an incredible story, from crack addict to millionaire.
In the spring of 2008, I actually had drug dealers do an intervention on me.
He credits God for helping him get clean.
Where's the Bible verses put in at? This is,
Oh, wow.
when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, you will receive a power and will tell people about me everywhere.
Every single pillow that goes out has a Bible verse.
He's given jobs to other addicts like him who got clean.
August 2021,
Right.
we're in South Dakota at your cyber symposium.
Right. There you go. There it is. That's true. Dominions gonna sue Mike Lindell.
I first met Mike Lindell 5 years ago at his so-called Cyber Symposium, an event he organized where he said he would prove that the 2020 election was stolen by China.
If you're correct, if you have that evidence,
No. Why? Just forget about the evidence. If I'm right that China took our country right now, do you care? Would that bother you?
but you have
Would
to show
that
the
bother you?
But you have to show the proof for it,
No.
right?
But the proof never materialized.
So I don't need your people to go out and doctor the evidence and put out on
But
Mike
you-
Lindell's a conspiracy
But you
theory.
have
I think the guy makes a wonderful pillow, but I wish some of this information would have been organized a little better.
But despite the lack of evidence, Lindell is still convinced American elections are corrupt.
I said to my buddy, I said, that's either a bad guy or it's FBI.
In 2022, his phone was seized by the FBI as part of a voting system breach investigation. He was never charged.
clearly there's a risk to your business by
I knew
pursuing
that right away.
politics.
I knew that wasn't politics, Stoney. Back then it was not politics. That was to secure our elections because you can't change what I've seen and
But
what
do you
I
ever
know.
think- do you ever
And it
think
was
maybe
just
I should
declass-
stop? Maybe I should stop talking
You've
about
asked me that
elections?
before. Have I ever stopped? I'm humbled to be chosen as the honorary chairman of the Minnesota Trump campaign. You know, they're going, wow, you guys...
Lindell is a firm fixture in Trump's orbit and the MAGA media universe.
Mike Lindell, you're from the factory floor today.
We're having our big factory sale, but in a little bit, CNN's coming here. We're getting set up. Your old pal Doney's coming in from Ireland.
Doney the dirtbag.
Staff from his streaming channel, Lindell TV, are now even part of the White House press corps.
Will you guys also consider releasing the president's fitness plan? He actually looks healthier than ever before.
I can confirm the president is in very good shape.
Lindell's loyalty to Trump has paid off. The president endorsed him for governor ahead of the Minnesota Republican primary.
That guy deserves to be governor of Minnesota.
I wanted him, if I ever got his endorsement, for it to be based on merit, not on our friendship.
But before Trump's endorsement, the Minnesota GOP had already backed a candidate for governor, and it was not Mike Lindell.
You know, they're afraid of change too, the Minnesota GOP, the Republican, you know, the uniparty I call them, the establishment, they're afraid of change. And they haven't won in 24 years.
It looks like he could win the Republican primary here. And we are going to speak to somebody here from the Minnesota Republican Party who is not happy about all of this. And you've been the party chair how long?
Year and a half. Well, I was at the White House, and that was presented to all of us.
And of course, the president's coin is bigger
than all.
Alex Plekish runs the Minnesota GOP, and after Trump endorsed Lindell, Plekish put out a statement saying that the Pillow Man was not the right person to be the party's nominee for governor.
Obviously, it complicates things when the leader of your party nationally is endorsing a different candidate than the one the state party has chosen here. Puts you in an awkward spot.
Yes, it did, but that's okay. That's politics. We're always in awkward spots, and our focus is really on winning the governorship and beating Amy Klobuchar.
You put out a statement after President Trump endorsed Lindell.
Yes, I did.
Tell us why you did that.
Now, we follow the president, we support the president, I personally support the president and his agenda, but Minnesota is different. Our endorsed candidate is Kendall Qualls, a very high quality individual with a great background.
But Mike Lindell seems to be leading in the polls right now.
Depends on which poll you look at and so on. But Mike Lindell is certainly a player, certainly after he got the endorsement from President Trump.
So now we're heading to Mike's campaign event. It is about 2 hours north of Minneapolis. You've got a guy here who has really achieved the American dream, and it feels like he's risking everything, because I think, unlike a lot of election deniers, having met Mike a lot over the years, I think he really truly does believe the election conspiracy theories.
Thank you.
Mike, it's such a pleasure. I'm such a huge fan. Praying for you.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
You never got a picture from CNN, did you? No, he didn't. That's 5 years later, don't he?
Why should you be the next governor of Minnesota?
I see all the problems we have here. I grew up, I'm born and raised here. I don't think, number one, no one else can win. I can win because I have the name, I can raise the most money, I'm a good marketer, and I have, as you're gonna hear, the best policies to fix all these things like a businessman. No one else has.
But for people who might say, you know what, Mike seems like a good guy, but I'm worried that if he becomes governor, he's just going to be worried about all this election stuff.
Right, and that's a good question you got, Tony. That's right. Well, you've gotten better after 5 years. What is going on? This is the honest to God truth. No matter if I would win, someone else would win, I always question anything done with the electronic voting machine.
If you don't win, are you going to say this was rigged, this was stolen?
No, this is what I'm trying to tell you. But you know, see, I still see you don't listen even after 5 years.
No, I'm listening, but
listen
I think
to
that's
what
the
I'm
question.
saying. What I'm saying is this: we have not just in Minnesota. We have now the technology, and we've gotten the word out.
But election officials all over the country say, but we have audits.
No, they don't. They don't, and this is where you're wrong. And right now, what just dropped about China?
A week before we met, President Trump declassified documents he said supported claims the 2020 election was stolen.
Tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China.
But despite what the president and Lindell might say, John Solomon, a journalist hired by Trump to look into the declassified documents, told MS Now this.
The intelligence community has zero evidence that someone has that a foreign power flipped a vote in 2020, 22, or 24.
But isn't that ultimately what it's about?
Listen.
We know that countries are trying to meddle in American elections, but I think that's why it's important that what John Solomon, somebody who works for Trump, is saying, well, we don't see votes being flipped.
Okay, can I tell you this? Whatever he's looking at was declassified. Did John also say that? Did you see the name Smartmatic on there saying
sure.
There are crimes against it? No, let me finish. That's what our platforms are run off. Smartmatic. Why aren't you questioning the CEO of Smartmatic for comments?
Even after the voting technology company Smartmatic won a defamation case against Lindell, he's still convinced of the conspiracy theories about the company and about voting machines in general.
Donald Trump was winning the election by a landslide. And then, of course, all these deviations pop up. My teams were down there where they tested the Dominion machine.
Some of Lindell's supporters share his concerns about elections.
Why would Mike Lindell make a good governor of Minnesota?
Because he would take care of the machine, get rid of it, go to election integrity gold standard, paper ballot, hand count.
Mike's going to be vindicated, and I'm going to be happy when he is.
If Americans have learned anything from the politics of the past decade, it's to not rule anyone out.
10 years ago, people laughed at and said Trump could never be president. Now in Minnesota, you got a millionaire that people laugh at, say he's absurd, that this guy could never be governor.
Only 1488. I can't believe I'm even saying that.
Can you understand the appeal of Mike Lindell?
Oh, certainly I can. I mean, I said the comparison with Trump is a very good one. And here he is president for the second time. So anything is possible in politics.
So if Mike Lindell wins the primary, you'll get behind Mike Lindell?
Of course we will. That's what the party does.
It's easy to forget that before he was an election conspiracy theorist, here in Minnesota, Mike Lindell was known as a success story.
Do you have a MyPillow?
I actually do.
Yeah, you sleep in a MyPillow?
More than one.
You like them?
Yes, they're very good.
Do you think you can beat Senator Klobuchar?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. I'm the only one that can beat her.
Will you
Minnesota
debate her?
wants to be, of course. You know me. Bring it on, Amy. Are you kidding? I'd love to debate her every day.